Hello, Patriots. As you probably all heard by now, some very disturbing news in regards to Charlie Kirk being assassinated. Uh, I just arrived in Roswell, New Mexico a few hours ago, and upon landing, taking my cell phone off of airplane mode. And before I got off the airplane, I had a message from my wife telling me that he had been shot. And then, of course, within about an hour, the news broke that he had died of the wound. I'm going to share my personal beliefs on that in a moment, but first let me tell you a little bit, for those of you that don't know who he was. Charlie was born in 1993. He was 31 years old. He was born in Illinois. And he is the founder and CEO of Turning Point USA. He has become a personal friend of President Trump's. He's a conservative. He's a Christian. He's married. He's got 2 young children. He's also the CEO of Turning Point Academy, Turning Point Faith, and president of Turning Point Endowment, as well as on the Council of National Policy. Charlie goes around to universities and sets up debates where he invites the students to come out and debate him on what's happening in America, primarily around Trump's agenda, conservative Republican type agenda. And everybody gets to come to the microphone and say whatever they want to say, no matter how mean they are, no matter how rude they are. Even if the crowd starts chanting them down, Charlie is quick to say, no, we don't do that here. Everybody gets freedom of speech in America. And they get to ask their question no matter how they phrase it. And then Charlie gives them the response from the right. And what upsets the left is that they can't handle conservative views. They can't handle facts. And Charlie's all about facts. I've been a member of Turning Point USA for quite some time. I've had the opportunity to meet Charlie in person. I've been to numerous events of his. You all may remember I was attending one event last year that Donald Trump was at, where I was going to be broadcasting live from there, and then ended up with my father got ill and I wasn't able to make the trip. But I'm mad. I'm fucking angry. What's happening to the left in this world, or at least in America, is a sickness. An outright sickness. You don't see conservatives and Republicans going out and shooting and gutting people down on the streets or killing people because they disagree with them political wise. You only see that on the left. It's far left liberals that are doing this. And of course, that's separate violence from the black on black crime that's an epidemic across this country. But right now we're focused on the left. Yes, that's crows in the background. I'm actually currently not in Roswell at the moment. I landed in Roswell. That's where I'll be for the next several days for this event. But I'm about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours north, up kind of in the mountains, where we're told to beware of bears if we go outside at night. In a nice little cabin that we rented here. Beautiful scenery. A lot of crows. This touches home with me for several reasons, but one of them is that I've been trying to explain to my audience just how sick the liberals are. And I've shared with you on my podcast about all the hate mail that I receive and the death threats that I receive and my wife receives and my special needs son, and those that have put together YouTube channels for the sole purpose of lying about me and my family and just spewing hate. That's all they got. They can't debate you with facts because they don't have any. They're just hateful, horrible, subhuman Mongols that walk the face of the earth. And they believe that everybody that doesn't believe like they do is a Nazi, is a threat to democracy. So a few years ago, I shared with you, this is when we still lived in Lake Charles, Louisiana. When my son and I, my special needs son, were outside of our house working on a generator. And a car pulled up in front of our home, and the person inside fired a shot at us. He missed because of two reasons. Well, probably three. One, he was using a handgun. Two, the car was still in the street, not in our driveway, which is a good 150 yards off the road. And from that distance, you'd have to be a damn good shot with a pistol. And also, I believe that maybe God had some intervention in it. But regardless, I'd been getting lots of threats over a period of just every day, death threats. We're going to kill you if you don't stop your podcast. If you don't shut down the Douglas Ducote Show, you're a dead man walking. And then that incident happened. And of course, obviously, we called 911 and the police came. There were witnesses. My neighbor was outside mowing grass when it happened. There were some kids out playing in the street, riding their bikes when it happened. But this person was never caught. They're still out there wandering the streets tonight, as far as I know. But the thing is that they wanted me dead because they didn't like my political views. They wanted to shut my speech down because they didn't want to hear what I had to say. And that's obvious by those that have put together YouTube channels over the years that I've shared with you all about. You've all seen them. It's just horrible, despicable, subhuman pieces of shit that just sit there and spew nonsense. You know, first it was attacking my military service and claiming I was dishonorably discharged and I was kicked out of the Army, and then claiming that I was kicked out of law enforcement because I was mentally unstable, just making up lies. Claiming I never served in combat, just stupid shit like that, one ear and out the other. But then it got personal. Then they started attacking my wife and my special needs son. One of those individuals who tunes in every single Tuesday and Thursday night. Matter of fact, I got a text message from him this evening, which I'll share with you in a minute, that will refer to my special needs son as a retarded freak. And one of my moderators, who's also a military veteran, a brother of mine that I served in the Army with, John Lawrence, who happens to be a gay man, he'd refer to him as a faggot. Two of my other moderators, Wayne and Sherry, that are very active in their church. He would contact their church and say horrible and mean things about them, trying to get them, I guess, to stop following me or stop being a moderator for my show. And then we had the people that were not calling in, but using the internet and websites to make death threats against members of Congress, against airlines, against airports, against schools, where they would go on to websites and where you could submit a question and get an answer back. Except they would put in my name and my email address and my phone number. And the message would be something horrible, like I'm coming there to blow up airplanes and kill everybody, or I'm coming up to Washington, D.C. to put a bullet in the head of this Congress member or that Congress member. Or I'm coming to the school to rape the little kids. All to get me to stop doing my podcast. That's a fucking sickness. When you get to that point in your life that you have to stoop to that kind of level. And what do we see happening? These unhinged people on the left attacking people that support MAGA, Make America Great Again, people that support Donald Trump, physically assaulting them, spitting on them, doing damage to their vehicles, especially the Tesla crap that went on, because the founder of Tesla, Elon Musk, supported Trump. They go from supporting Tesla because, oh, it's green and it's electric vehicles, to let's destroy his vehicles and set his buildings on fire. And it's a fucking sickness. The left are mentally deranged. And tell me, how many of the shooters in the past few years have been transsexual? It's a sickness. You don't see Republicans and conservatives out there shooting and killing liberals, attacking liberals, burning down liberal buildings and liberal vehicles. They see a Biden bumper sticker, that you don't see them going out there torching it or keying it or doing horrible things to them. But you see the left doing that to the right. Tonight, a young wife is suffering and trying to take care of their 2 children because her husband was killed for his political views. Look, I've seen a lot of shit in my life. I mean, I really have. I've seen the worst of humanity through 4 combat tours and 9 years in law enforcement. I've seen shit that will give you nightmares like it does me for the remainder of your life. But I've never even come close to experiencing what I experience as a conservative now, a former Democrat. And that I know that other conservatives like Charlie Kirk was experiencing, like Donald Trump with 2 assassination attempts and shot once. The hate that we've experienced from these people is on a level that is completely and utterly unhinged. It's no longer safe for Republicans and conservatives to walk the streets of America because of liberals. So I told you I would share with you this text message I got tonight. Glenn Ray Hyder, you all remember him. He had a YouTube channel. His whole purpose was to sit there and lie his ass off about me and my family. And he sent a text message. He said, Charlie Kirk, rest in peace. 1 down, many to go. He's rejoicing over the fact that a man is dead because of his political beliefs. I want to remind Glenn Ray Hyder or something. Listen to me very, very closely. And I've told you this before, and I'm going to tell it to you where the whole world can fucking hear me. When you go to sleep at night, you should thank God, and you claim to be a Catholic, you should thank God for me. Because you're alive today because of me. You don't have a bullet in your head, Glenn, because of me. Because I had many, many people, some that I knew that I served in the military with, that have PTSD from combat, that said, you just give me the word, Doug. I want to go kill that motherfucker. I want to put a bullet in his fucking head for what he's done to your family. And then I had people that I don't even know. I've never even met you. That would go and listen to what Glenn Ray Hyder was saying about my special needs son and about my wife and about me and about conservatives and Republicans. Saying, just give me the word. I kill that bastard. People were sending me, Glenn, photographs of you in public at your house. That's how close they were to putting a bullet in your fucking head. But conservatives and Republicans don't believe in taking matters into our own hands like that unless it's in self-defense. You come at me, I don't have a problem breaking your fucking neck or putting a bullet in your head if you're trying to hurt me or my family. Thankfully, after you and I have shared many words together, you did away with your channel and you stopped going after me and my family. And for that, I thank you. But to turn around and send me a text message, being grateful and gleeful that Charlie Kirk is dead because he's a conservative, and you think that makes him a Nazi and an evil person supporting what you said was a dictator and a king? That's how fucking sick the left is. And I also remember a while back, Glenn, a couple of years ago, one of the videos you did when I told everybody about a friend of mine that was killed in a motorcycle accident. He was hit by a drunk driver. And I shared that in a video with you all. I put it in the community section, and Glenn did a video about it, lying and saying the guy was drinking and driving, and he got his own ass killed, and he deserved it. How fucking horrible is that? And then you claim to be a Catholic? I used to be a Catholic too, Glenn. Sure was. You know when I left the Catholic faith? When I started diddling with kids. You know when I left the Democrat Party that you belong to? When it was hijacked by far-left liberal ideology and crazy nut job shit like what's happening right now and what we're experiencing in this country. The hatred and the bigotry in America is coming from the Democrat Party and the liberals of this society. And it's a sickness. It's like a fungus that is growing and growing and growing. Well, guess what? War has been started today. A full-fledged motherfucking war against or between the right and the left. Because if you think for 1 second that the right is just going to roll over and let you liberals fucking attack us and kill us and hurt us anymore, you got another thing coming to you. Personally, for every MAGA person that gets physically attacked by a liberal, 10 liberals need to fucking drop. For every MAGA person that gets shot by a liberal, 100 liberals need to fucking drop. And that's between me and my God. I'm an ordained minister. I'll make my peace with what I have to say with God when I get there one day. But in the meantime, conservatives, Republicans, if you're not locked and loaded, you're fucking wrong. You better be ready. You better be looking out for this shit. And when you see it happen in public, you better take a fucking stand and do something about it. I'm not saying go kill the motherfucker, but if you see some liberal acting like a fucking freak to somebody because of their political views, then goddamn it, step in the middle of that shit and put a stop to it. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. This has gone on too far. It's gone on too long. It's gone too far. And there's only one way to stop it, to eliminate it. You eliminate the threat. That's what the United States government taught me and the other veterans out there. We were trained how to eliminate the threat. And the threat is the liberal left of our society. That's who's out there aside from the black on black crime, aside from the illegal aliens coming across the border, I'm sorry, that's horses just running by me. Wild horses. Maybe that's a sign that I should be looking at the beauty of Earth right now instead of my anger. The liberals of our society want us dead. Bottom line, far left liberals want me and you dead. They believe we're Nazis. They believe we're going to destroy the country. They believe we're racist. They believe we're bigots. They believe we're horrible human beings. They just need to look in the mirror because it's not us. We're not the ones out there attacking people physically and shooting people and killing people. It's the left doing that. And you all can rot and burn in fucking hell for all I give a shit. Because I've had enough. When I go back to doing my regular podcast next week, when I get back from this trip, I'm going to double down and triple down on fucking liberals. And I don't give a fuck who it offends. I'm sick of your fucking feelings being hurt, you little pansy waste bitches. Male and female. If you're a goddamn liberal, you're a fucking piece of shit. There's no reason for this. Liberals are killing Americans because they're conservative, because they're Republican, because they support Donald J. Trump. And then they lie about the reasons why. And even if the reasons were true, which they're not, but even if Donald Trump was a dictator, even if Donald Trump was a racist, that gives you the right to take our life or physically attack us? Fuck you. And the bastard that did this to Charlie, same kind of lowlife, cheap-ass piece of scum, coward, as the two that tried to assassinate Trump, did it at a distance with a rifle because they're too much of a pussy to come face to face with a real man. And that may happen to me one day. Somebody might stand 200 yards away with a rifle and put a bullet in my fucking head. Because that's the only way they're going to fucking take me down. Because there ain't a fucking liberal on the face of this earth man enough to come stand in front of my face and give me shit. Because I will knock you the fuck out. And God help you if you got a weapon on you. If you got a weapon on you and you're coming for me or my family, you're a walking dead person. And that's a fucking promise. You don't fuck with a man's family like so many of you liberals keep doing. And it's time that our Department of Justice and our FBI crack down on this fucking bullshit. And you can start right there in Washington, D.C. with these fucking liberal members of the Democrat Party. Alihan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Cory Booker, Hankum Jeffries, Maxine Waters. The list goes on and on and on and on of all these liberal Democrats that are inciting violence against the right. And then these liberal nut jobs out there that listen to that shit and believe that shit and then turn around and act on it. So reach out, my friends. Reach out to the Department of Justice in emails, on social media, as well as the FBI, and tell them we pay them. They work for us, and they better start putting some motherfuckers in jail. Tonight, a young woman is holding her two children, her two small children, she can hold in her arms because her husband's dead, based solely on his political views. That's all I've got to say about this. I'm going to go to the air races tomorrow, and actually throughout the whole weekend. I'll be flying back home Monday. Plan to go back to doing the show again on Tuesday. I just got breaking news. It says they do have somebody in custody, a second person in custody. I guess they've already, actually a third person. They've already arrested two people and then let them go, and now there's a third person. So maybe they've got the shooter, I don't know. I'll roll the dice here and say the shooter's going to turn out to be a liberal and is going to turn out to be a transsexual. That's my guess. Because mental illness is what's causing these problems. The left is mentally ill. And to you liberals out there, well, let me just stick with Glenn Ray Hyder. I'm glad that me and you have managed to get past the bullshit where you were putting out videos every day lying about me and my family. I don't give a shit what you say about me, but what you were saying about my wife and my special needs son and my moderators was horrible, hatred, bigotry stuff. And then you claim to be a Catholic. When you go to sleep at night, thank God that Douglas Ducote allows you to fucking breathe air and live. Because my hatred for you, for what you were saying about my family, I could have easily said, do it. And I have no doubt that when I've got people in your fucking area sending me pictures of you in public going, I can do it now. Tell me when, and it's done. And I said, no. I even did a video about that, telling my subscribers, don't kill him. Give him his free speech. I'm dealing with law enforcement with him. I'm dealing with attorneys with him. I don't believe in killing another man unless it's self-defense. But there are other people out there, Glenn, that don't feel that way about you. That want to see you and everyone like you 6 foot under. So when you go to sleep tonight, if you are Catholic, mention me in your prayer to God. And thank me, Glenn, for not pulling the switch that allowed others to take matters into their own hands. Because conservatives and Republicans, that's not how we treat people that hate us. We go after them legally, and we use the law and attorneys like I was doing with you, while other people just wanted to fucking put a bullet in your head. You're alive today. When you hold your grandkids, or when you see your children, or any of your other family, or any of your other friends, you're alive today because I, with all the things you said about my wife and my children and my moderators, I Douglas Ducote allowed you to fucking live. What's going to happen in the future with people like you? I don't know. I know one thing right now. I probably have about, last I checked, 323 emails right now of people responding that are pissed off about what happened to Charlie Kirk, that are ready to go out and take care of liberals. I'll close by saying we're better than that. But if one is threatening your family, you do what you have to do, and I'll do what I have to do. And we'll let God sort it out when the time comes. Be a man and stand up and take care of your family. Don't let liberals push you to fuck around, especially these cowards out there on the fucking internet, on places like YouTube and Rumble. Bunch of fucking pussies. That's all they are. Bunch of coward fucking pussies. And I even have some family members that have disowned me because of my podcast. Family members. Blood, my own blood. It's a fucking sickness that has gone on way too long. And it is time for those up in Washington, D.C. that have the power. The Republicans have control of the House. They have control of the Senate. They have 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. They have control of the Department of Justice. They have control of the FBI. And I want to see some motherfuckers in Congress going to fucking prison like fucking tonight. Inciting violence is not okay, because when you do that, this is the kind of shit that takes place. People die. Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm fucking angry. I don't think I've ever been this fucking mad in my entire damn life. 63 years old. I've never been this fucking pissed off at one group of people in my entire damn life. I'm more fucking pissed off right now at liberals than I am the way I was pissed off at Muslim terrorists when I was serving in the Middle East. Because you're one and the same. You're a fucking terrorist. Hope you all have a blessed weekend. Please be safe. If you don't have a gun, go buy one. Learn how to use it. Get a concealed carry permit. I don't go anywhere without my weapon. Anywhere. And you shouldn't either. You should be prepared 24/7, 365 to defend yourself and your family from these fucking liberal nut jobs and the illegal aliens that have come across this border killing Americans. Have a blessed weekend. And I see you, God willing, next Tuesday. I plan to shoot some video and some pictures of the air races that I will share with you all. Kind of break up the monopoly of this craziness that's happening. Take care, my friends, and God bless.